YouTube, this is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. I just did a video on Sundial and come across this article. It's 3 stocks I'd buy before even considering Sundial growers. So we'll see what comments I can get on this one, as I sometimes refer to Sundial as a POS in the MJ field. It just pisses me off from time to time. But this is the 3 stocks I'd buy before. Sundial has been an intriguing stock, even though there are question marks surrounding the company's future and its growth numbers aren't good at all. Its shares are up 115% this year, significantly outperforming the Horizons MJ Life Sciences ETF. And I've talked about numerous ETFs here on my channel. If you want a little bit safer MJ play, I would consider those. MJ is a ticker MSOS, THCX, or maybe it's THCB. I've talked about those here on the channel. And I think another one is POTX. That's a favorite ticker of mine, which is so the Horizon Marijuana Life Sciences ETF, which is up 55%. And while I can definitely see scenarios where Sundial stock could continue rising in value, and they all relate to M&A activity, I can also see many more where its share price crashes. And I just did a video on them, so by the time this one drops, you should be able to find Sundial, and I've covered it numerous times here on the channel. It is a risky investment. Rather than speculate on its future, there are 3 other stocks I would buy before Sundial. And the first one is Planet 13. I just did a video about them yesterday. I've covered True Leaf here on the channel, and I have not looked into Fire and Flower. I might have to do a video on them as well, or since it's in this particular article. And I'll link all of those in the description. Are all stocks much better and safer buys for MJ investors? First one is Planet 13. It's one of my favorite plays. I would assume it's on its way to getting on the major exchanges. It's still on the OTC, but I would assume it's on its way, but I haven't looked into it or heard about that. So if you have any information on that, go ahead and leave that in the comments. But Planet 13 is one of my favorite plays. One of the reasons I love Planet 13 is its simplicity of its operations. The company isn't going out and trying to expand all over the world and acquiring businesses left and right. And speaking of expanding, I just did a video on High Tide earlier today. That's another favorite penny stock of mine. Instead, Planet 13 has been carefully building the largest dispensary on the planet in Las Vegas Superstore. And I've often referred to Planet 13 as the Walmart of MJ. So just because it is a superstore, and slowly moving out to other markets. There is only that is not only a safer model, but is also a more cost-effective one. Company released its year-end results on April 5th, and its sales of $70.5 million for all of 2020 grew 10.8% from the previous year. Adjusted EBITDA profit $8.9 million and down 12.7% from a year ago, with a still strong performance for the MJ company. And I kind of went over all of that in my Planet 13 video, so I'll try to link that in the description as well. You can find those all in my library. Record monthly revenue in March, which totaled $9.7 million. Planet 13 also set its new superstore location in California is still on schedule to open in July, so another catalyst for this one. Potentially setting up 2021 to be a blowout, blowout year for the business. Year to date, shares of the stock are up 21%, but there is a whole lot more upside here once the economy recovers from the pandemic, and both Planet 13 Superstore locations are up and running at full capacity. I haven't checked the price on it today, but I could easily see this being a $10 stock. That's just me speculating about it, because this one is kind of a growth one, if you will, and the stock price reflects on it. So kind of a slow grower, but steady, and they do it right. So True Leaf, I've covered this one once or twice here on the channel, has been more aggressive on expansion than Planet 13, but a lot of that has also been within just one state. March 18th, it had 83 locations across the country, 78 of which were in the home state of Florida. So they've just totally saturated Florida. That's a lot of stores in one state. Focusing on one market makes it easier to keep costs down and manage supply. A company can't transport MJ across state lines since MJ remains illegal at the federal level. So there's your answer. And that means expansion into another state is going to involve either an acquisition or setting up operations there from scratch. Typically, companies go with the former, which can be very costly, but to tap into more growth opportunities out of state expansion and inevitable, the True Leaf has been working on that as of late. On April 5th, it announced it would acquire the dispensaries from the Keystone Shops in Pennsylvania for $60 million. Last month, True Leaf had acquired West Virginia-based Mountaineer Holdings, which gives it a cultivation permit plus 2 more dispensary permits in that state, bringing a total to 6. And True Leaf also commenced growing activities in Massachusetts. Total, True Leaf has licensed operations in 6 states, and it looks like it's staying on the East Coast, which is fine. And go ahead and look over the financials there. Go ahead and pause and read the rest there for yourself. On to Fire and Flower as another stock I always have a close eye on, unlike the other two on the list, as a top retailer in Canada. Investing in retail can be a safer approach because rather than worrying about crops and the quality of harvest, a company that just needs to sell the end products, and what helps make Fire and Flower stand out from its peers is the convenience store giant alimentation Couche-Tard as a key investor, which owns 15% stake in the business. With a global presence, likely has eyes on more than just the Canadian market. In February, Fire and Flower announced it would license its brand and American Acres managers for its dispensaries in California, Arizona, and Nevada. The Canadian retailer will have the option to acquire the company when MJ is legal in the United States, and such a deal is possible to close. At the market cap of $215 million, Fire and Flower is still a fairly small MJ stock, but the potential is there, significant growth, especially if it expands south of the border. So another one I'm going to have to look into, and very interesting. But feel free to pause and read over the financials there. Fire and Flower is the safer Canadian stock to invest in, and it's not only generating some great growth numbers, but is also making progress on its bottom line as well with a low valuation. This is a stock Sundial investors should be focusing on instead of as there is tremendous potential here, especially when, I don't know how you say this, I'm just going to say Couche-Tard, involved in helping guide the way forward. So another company I'm going to have to check into here, and like I said, I just made a Sundial video, and that one will be in the library by the time this one is released. It's just uploading here as we speak. But go ahead and leave your comments if you have Sundial, if you have Planet 13, Everybody Loves Planet 13 if you have True Leaf, and the new one that I hadn't heard much about, Fire and Flowers, kind of an interesting one. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. And if there's any other MJ plays out there that you want me to cover or look at, I'd be happy to look into those as well. Again, this is Jay Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.